We are going to stay calm. It is too early for wine. Put myself in the eye. Now it's watering. Oh. Hello and thank you for clicking on this video. In this video I'm going to be showing you how I created this fox eye makeup. This is a trend that's been going around on social media a lot recently. The eyeliner itself, the actual technique and application, isn't something new. However, the name of the actual look is trending at the minute. So I thought I would just sit down and film a video and do it. I've tried some new techniques which I think work really well. I've got a new product to try and a new technique that I've learned off another makeup artist. So make sure you keep watching if you want to see what that is and all of the products and techniques I used to get this makeup look right here. I've already prepped my face with some Nivea Soft Moisturiser. So I'm going to start off with primer. So I'm using the Becca Skin Love Brighten and Blur primer. And I'm just going to focus that. I'm just going to focus that into sort of my T-zone area. I think I've mentioned this before in a video. The smell of the Becca Skin Love range is incredible. And then I'm just going to spray my face with the Le Mans Nordic Hydrofacial Mist. So this was featured in my Look Fantastic haul. If you haven't watched that yet, I'll link it above. Oh, amazing, I love this. So I'm going to start off with eyes as usual. So I'm just mixing two concealers together to do my eye base. So I'm using the Milani Conceal Perfect and also the e.l.f. Camouflage Concealer. I've just mixed them together to get a better tone and I'm just going to use them to prep my eyes. If you've watched me before, you'll know that I was waiting to get to 100 subscribers to do a giveaway and I actually reached it yesterday and I was so happy. I nearly cried. Like, I know 100 subscribers doesn't seem like a lot to some people, but for me I was just so happy, and I think it's really important to celebrate the milestones, you know, even the small ones, because I've wanted to do YouTube for so long. So I decided that whilst I'm doing it, I'm obviously going to make the most of it and definitely recognise whenever I make any achievement. The one thing that I am struggling with is basically been someone. Every time I upload a video, within minutes, someone gives it a thumbs down. And I think it's the same person every time, because it's always one person who dislikes every video I put up, and it's always within minutes. So I'm guessing the subscribe, that's the reason that they give me a thumbs down so quickly. If that is the case, then just unsubscribe from my channel. Like, if you don't like my videos, don't watch them, unsubscribe and stop disliking them for no reason. Like, they will do it within minutes, so they've definitely not had a chance to watch the video to say that they don't like it. If you have any feedback, I would love to hear it. Like, literally, if you was like, oh, I feel like you could do this different, 100% I would take that on board and take it into consideration. But just disliking my videos when I upload them is really shitty. Stop disliking them and unsubscribe. And I was even like googling, like, can you see who's disliking your YouTube videos? Because it's really annoying when you spend hours and hours and then there's someone out there who's not even watching them but going on purposely to dislike them every time. I need to start doing my makeup whilst I'm talking, don't I? Otherwise we'll be sat here all day. I don't know who's doing it. If it's you, then just go away. Just stop doing it on my channel. I'm just taking some of the MAC Dark Deep Mineralized Skin Finish and I'm gonna start putting that all over my eye. Oh, put myself in the eye. Now it's watering. Oh. Filming a makeup tutorial or any video for YouTube, I can't even begin to tell you how long it takes. My bedroom transformation video took me hours. So, like, obviously I filmed and vlogged whilst I was doing the certain things in the room, so all that time was spent. And then the footage that I used towards the end, where I was going through and showing you the pieces that I'd purchased for my room, that took me hours. Then editing it took hours, like literally probably about 2 hours. Then you have to wait for it to export, then upload to YouTube, and you have to spend time on social media creating your thumbnail. Then for someone to go on and just click, oh, thumbs down, like it's nothing, is really annoying. So I just thought it might help other people think next time you want to comment on someone's video something like negative and non-constructive, maybe just think about the fact of that whatever the person is doing that's annoying you, they wouldn't have intended to, they probably wouldn't have intended to, and that it takes a lot of time to put into a video. So if you do have any feedback, make it feedback and not negative criticism. So I'm just using the Morphe 35G Bronze Goals palette. This needs a good wash, doesn't it? It needs a really nice clean, but this is probably my most used palette. There's actually two that's fallen out of it over here. I don't know where they've gone. I haven't even found them. I am going to start with this shade over here. I'm just going to take that on this blending brush and I'm going to start working that in the outer edge of my eye. So just going to start working it over here. I'm actually going to use a cream shadow as a base for my lid colour today, which is exciting. I've not used a cream shadow in such a long time. I have actually had this shadow for a really long time, like literally years, and I used to really love it. I remember getting it and being so excited. I have bought a Fitbit. So what I was noticing was I've been trying to lose weight, and I noticed that I would take the dog out for a walk, for example, or I would walk to the shops, or whatever it was I was doing, or just go out for like my daily exercise walk. I wasn't losing weight and I was eating and I was tracking all my calories, and I was thinking I just don't get it. So basically what I realised was that I think in my mind I was thinking, because I was doing like the odd workout video here and there and I was going for my walk, I was moving enough. And I certainly wasn't. So I wasn't getting, you know, my 10,000 steps in. And I think it's because it's been such a change being inside all the time that I just didn't realise how little I was actually moving. So I thought I'll get a Fitbit and it will help me keep track, and it really, really does work. So just put that brown shadow, and I've just pulled it out slightly here because we're going to be bringing out the eyeliner. It's just going to help tie in really nicely. And then we're going to use the cream eyeshadow that I mentioned. For my cream eyeshadow, I'm using a Benefit one. This is called My 2 Cents. Just taking my all-time favourite brush, which is this double-ended one that I got in my Urban Decay palette. And I'm going to take the bigger end and I'm just going to pop it into the cream shadow and then just pop it on to my lid. So I just put that eyeshadow on there. How lovely is that colour? I've just brought it right up to where the majority of that brown is, and then what I'm going to do is just go over the top of that with a shadow just to set it in place, because it is a cream one. You do risk it creasing a little bit. So I'm just going to use out of this palette this colour here, and it's just going to also help intensify the colour. Now that we've got that on, we need to make sure that it's blended. You're going to use that brown shadow once again from the Morphe 35G palette, and you're going to take the same brush, and instead of doing these kind of motions, we're going to start by patting it. So patting it like that, just at the edge, and honestly using the lightest amount of pressure is going to help create that lovely blended look that we are after. So they're nice and blended in now. We're just going to do the same on the other eye before we go ahead and do the eyeliner. So as I mentioned earlier, I have reached 100 subscribers, which means that I am ready to do my giveaway. There is only one problem with that, is that one of the items that I have ordered online is delayed. So what I'm going to do is, it is scheduled to come mid to late next week, and I think I'm going to wait to do the video announcement and show you exactly what's in the giveaway until that arrives. I wouldn't want to show you the prize and give you the details without everything, without being able to show it all. Just to give you a little bit of an idea of what I've been thinking that I'm going to do, is I think I'm going to just basically make it a YouTube only giveaway. Oh, I thought my bronzer was going to fall and I've put my finger in it trying to catch it, and now I've got bronzer all under my nail, and I've put a bloody mark in this. We are going to stay calm. It is too early for wine. Yes, so back to the giveaway. What I was thinking of doing was announcing the giveaway and on a video, and literally just getting people to comment their Instagram handles underneath the video so that I can contact them, and I'll just put everyone's name into a generator and I will draw the winner. It will be UK only, just because of what's going on. I don't know if I can guarantee that the package will get to you okay if you are in a different country. So that is the eyeshadow complete. Now we're going to do the eyeliner. So for the eyeliner, I'm going to use my partners in crime when it comes to winged liner, black liner, basically any liner unless I'm doing like a smudged one with shadow. So this is the Zoeva eyeliner brush, and this is the Maybelline gel liner in 01 black. So this is incredible. I've used this combination for a really long time. I have tried out other gel liners and nothing compares to this. The little nib at the end is the bit that you use to do the little wing, and it always works perfectly for me. You bring the liner right to this inner corner of your eye here. So I'm going to start off in this area here, and then I'm going to work my way out. And what I'm going to do is just bring it out ever so slightly. I don't want it to be too harsh, and then you want to connect that to your bottom liner, but we just want to make sure that we're getting that nice lovely pointed shape like that. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my eyeliner. Once I finish the eyeliner on the other eye, I'm going to go onto my bottom waterline with the black and connect everything up. I'm just going to use the same brush. I'd usually use something a bit thicker, but I can't seem to find the brush. I don't know what I've done with it, and this is going to do just fine. So now we're ready to do skin. I'm going to use for foundation today the Natural Radiant Longwear NARS foundation, and this is in Aruba. I managed to get a little bit of a tan when the sun was out last week. It doesn't match my face, but you can't, I feel like you can't tell that much on camera, but you will see that it does match up to the rest of my body really nicely. Molly May got like tons of stick for using a foundation that's darker than her face, but one thing that you have to remember that's really important, and I've seen a lot of makeup artists get stick for this as well on Instagram. There was one in particular, he's called Makeup by Adam. He was absolutely dragged through the mud for putting darker foundation on one of his clients. So the thing that you have to remember is, especially for makeup artists, when you are doing makeup on someone else, if they come in and they have got quite a lot of fake tan on, if I went ahead and matched up their face to the foundation that I'm using to their face, can you imagine? They would be leaving with all this tan and a white foundation face. I'm sorry, but who would be happy with that? Absolutely mental that he got so much hate and people accuse him of ridiculous things like of being racist and stuff like that, and it's just foundation, like it's just tan. If that girl, you might not agree with how much tan the girl had on that picture, but that's not for you to say, and it's definitely not the makeup artist's fault either. I'm just using those concealers that I used as a base on my eye before. So it's 125 Light Natural in Milani Concealer and Perfect, and Fair Warm in Elf Camouflage Concealer. I really do hope that maybe one day the amount of people that shade people on Instagram and just troll and say comments for the sake of it, I really do hope that reduces one day. This kind of technique for applying your concealer just gives the illusion of a lifted face. So as you can see when I look down, it lifts everything. I'm going to use for baking the Huda Beauty baking powder in shade Pound Cake. Just popped that into the lid. I'm going to take my damp beauty blender. I'm going to actually be trying today Sophie VJ's trick with the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush powder. So she basically bakes or sets the under eye and then like does the rest of the face, and then as like a final step she goes in with a Charlotte Tilbury airbrush powder and just sort of goes over everything. Visibly see it blurring everything and smoothing out. For contour, I am using the L'Oreal Infallible Foundation Stick in 210, and instead of applying it straight to the face, I'm just applying my brush onto the stick itself, and then I'm just applying that I'm starting off with the forehead. I find that applying it to the brush instead of applying the stick directly to your face helps blend it out quicker, basically, and a little bit more seamless. And then I'm just going to contour my cheekbone. I'm going to put some lashes on. What I'm going to do is take these little cluster lashes from Primark, and I'm going to place them mainly on the outer edge of my eye, just to give my eye that nice lift. The trick with these lashes is to take one cluster at a time, and once you take it out, then you're just going to apply the glue and then leave it to dry, just like you would your normal ones. But it's even more important for these because of this isn't a strip lash. Once that glue is tacky, then you're just going to start on the outer edge and start by placing this right onto the lash line. So you might not be able to tell that much on camera yet, but we're going to go and put some mascara on once they're completely dried down. That's the trick with using those kind of lashes. Make sure they're completely dried, then you can put some mascara on, which will help blend them into your natural lashes and also just make them look a little bit more dramatic. So I think that baking powder has been sat there long enough, and just going to start by dusting it off with a really fluffy brush. So now that I have swiped that away, I'm going to go in with the bronzer, using my all-time favourite bronzer, MAC Dark Deep, on the forehead, onto the cheekbones, and then I'm just going over with the beauty blender. Make sure everything's nice and blended. Next up is blush, as usual, using my Coral Spectrum palette from Zoeva Cosmetics, and just using the two brightest pink shades from that palette. I'm going to smile and just place it onto my cheeks, and then on the temples of your forehead, a tiny bit on your nose. Next up is highlighter. I'm using the Doll Beauty Shine Bright highlighter, and I'm just going to use it on this really, really fine fan brush. Such a popping highlighter. So look nice and glowy. Next up is eyebrows. Just brushing them up with the spoolie end, and it is the e.l.f. brow pencil, and this is in shade Deep Brown. Just going to use the Maybelline Brow Precise Fibre Filler. Now I'm going to use a small end of that Urban Decay brush, and we're just going to put the shadow on the bottom of our eyes. And I'm just using the dark brown shadow that we used on the eyes earlier. I can't not open my mouth when I'm doing things like this. And then the final step before lips and then finishing off with the powder is mascara. So I'm just using my L'Oreal Telescopic on both my natural lashes and also those cluster lashes. I love this mascara, but it's so hard to get off. For lips, I'm going to use Nude Truffle by NYX. For lipstick, I'm using MAC Peach Stock. This is probably one of my all-time favourite lipsticks. Then to finish off lips, I'm using my NYX Lip Filler Instinct, and this is in Brunch Drunk, and just applying that on. Now I am going to take the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish Powder. This is in number 1, so this is fair. Obviously I'm not fair, but just looking at the colour shade, I feel like I'd be somewhere in between 1 and 2. So I ordered 1 because I quite like a bright under eye, so I thought it'd be better to have it brighter than not bright. So I'm just going to do the little trick that I learned off Sophie VJ and just take this little fluffy brush. I'm going to get some powder on it, and then I'm just going to go over that under eye first, and it's going to help really, really smooth and blur out what we've already got there. Oh yeah. I love that. I hope that it's picking up on camera. It really is so blurring. I love that. She keeps making me spend money, it's so annoying. And to set, I'm going to use this item, which I also got in my Look Fantastic haul. This is the Bretman Rock with Wet n Wild setting spray. Coconut. And this is the finished look. I am actually really, really happy with how this turned out. I think the eyeliner is actually really flattering, and I think it just makes your eyes look a little bit longer, and yeah, I really like it. Definitely is wearable for a night out. I don't think I would wear this particular face for like a normal day. So my next video will be going live on Tuesday, and that will be some information about how I became a makeup artist. That'll be going live on Tuesday, so if you are interested, make sure to subscribe so you can see that, and I hope to see you again very soon. Thank you.
Let me feel your love again, 'cause I've been running round in circles screaming out your name. Take me to a different place.